Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to Power Rangers SH Figuarts Week. This will be a 7-day series featuring 8 SH Figuarts Power Rangers action figures from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All that you see before you will be reviewed over the course of the next week. And we must start with none other than the Green Ranger. Before we take a look at the figure itself, of course, we're going to take a look at the packaging real quick. I did want to show this off, as I thought it was really great. The packaging for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers SH Figuarts is different from the Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger Figuarts in Japan. Not just changing the name from Dragon Ranger to Green Ranger, but actually redesigning the entire packaging design. So you get, of course, the Power Rangers logo added, and you get this really cool side profile shot with the description of SH Figuarts chromed out in the color of the Ranger. This looks really slick when you have all the Ranger boxes lined up together. They also have a nice display of accessories and posing options on the back of the packaging, which is super cool. And on the side here you have Green Ranger embossed onto the packaging. Overall, really neat, and I do think that the Power Rangers 20th anniversary logos on the back cardboard is super cool. Alright, so here we have the Green Ranger. Good old Tommy Oliver, once possessed by evil Rita and later joined the team, and still the most popular Ranger for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I didn't quite grow up with Season 1 of Mighty Morphin, but I understand that it was a cool storyline and all, but I think the world's a little Green Ranger obsessed and needs to chill out a little bit. White Ranger did more. Anyways, that's a tangent for another day, another vlog, another video. Today we're taking a look at the SH Figuarts version of the Green Ranger, which is by far the most versatile version of the Green Ranger. If you are at all curious the scaling on these figures, I'll bring in 2 recent examples of Power Rangers action figures. Here we have the Armored Might Green Ranger from the Power Rangers Super Mega Force toy line, and the Action Hero Mystic Force Red Ranger from the Power Rangers Super Mega Force 5-inch line. So, as you can see, he's kind of in the middle. It's not really going to scale well with the 5-inch figures because they are a little tall, but it's definitely not going to scale well with the Armored Mights because it is shorter. Also, the green color they used is the accurate green in the show, which, from what I can see through my camera at the moment, isn't coming through quite as nice. But, you know, what can you do? Bandai of America tends to use simpler colors, while Bandai of Japan uses shades, because this is made by Bandai of Japan, Tamashii Nations Department, and released in America through Bluefin Tamashii. This was the first one released. It was first released in Japan as Dragon Ranger from Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, and had a different packaging and such. But that figure did include 2 accessories the American version did not. And those were 2 pieces to make him a powerful Ranger from Hikonen Sentai Akiba Rangers Season 2. And those look very similar to these. Neck thing and a belt thing that have the United States flag on it. Now, these came from the Tyranno Ranger Figuart, which is the only Japanese Zyuranger Figuart I own. But they're very similar. So this is what you're missing out by getting the American version, but honestly, you're not missing out on much. Because most of the American fans will be getting this for the Green Ranger, not for weird alternate universe delusional Dragon Ranger. So, how's the figure? Well, he's quite good. The only bit of contention I have is his head sculpt isn't the best Dragon Ranger / Green Ranger head sculpt I've ever seen. The helmet, something's just a little bit off about it. I'm not exactly sure what. But, you know, it's not much you can really do. It's very close. It's just a little bit off. None of them are perfect, but this isn't one of the best ones. Unfortunately, it's the one dock I have against this figure, is that the helmet just isn't perfect. But it is well detailed. I mean, it's nicely molded and such. You get to the dragon shield on his chest here, which, you know, if you do enough modding work, you could get this thing removed off his chest. But you can see it is a separate piece from the chest, which helps the look of the suit, you know, with it being a separate piece. And of course, it's the nice Japanese the Japanese shield instead of the American one. I'm glad they didn't change that or add a silver stripe to his head. But if that were a Figuart, I would laugh and be slightly amused and tempted to get it. As you can see, they did paint the diamond around his chest, including the little arrows in it as well, which a lot of Green Ranger figures seem to leave off, and there's been a lot of them. But it's all well molded. The straps under the arms is another detail left off of a lot of Green Ranger figures. But it is there, which is really nice. And of course the bands on his arm are well painted, and there isn't too bad of a paint wash or a paint spill because of it. His cuffs are really nice, the gloves look really great, and the belt piece is quite fantastic with his Morpher there. But you can see his Dragoncorn. It looks like the actual Morpher in its design. It's just a little, under detail, but it's okay because of how tiny it is. And of course his boots are done well as it's the same. So I'm going to show off the articulation. It's the same for every one of these SH Figuarts Power Rangers. The only restriction is that anyone who has a shield on their chest, or like anyone who has the Dragon Shield, will have a little bit limited range of movement outward. They can't put their arms completely up like this. It gets a little blocked. But as you can see, he's quite articulated as an SH Figuarts release. He's got a ball joint neck here, a ball joint at the bottom of the neck as well. He's got the full movement in his shoulders, so he got everything. It's a ball and socket connection. He's got the bicep swivels up at the shoulder, so it's kind of a shoulder swivel. A little weird, but it helps keep the spandex design. Can rotate. You got the double jointed elbow. You got the wrist that pivots forward and back and also turns and is like triple jointed. It's awesome. You got the upper waist articulation, which is a ball joint. The waist articulation, which is a ball joint. The leg movement has a pin connection, so it twists here, it comes out, it moves in, it pulls down. You got all kinds of range of movement here. You can even do the famous ass attack. It is possible. Double joint knees here work really well. You got feet that pivot forward. They rotate this way. They pivot this way, and the toes go that way. So you got a lot of articulation. It's the same for all the others, so for future reference, I will not be showing the articulation for every video, because that would be boring, because you've already seen it here. So, how about his accessories? Now, like any good SH Figuart, he comes with quite a few accessories. First off, he does come with 2 different weapons. Of course, you get the classic Dragon Dagger, which is really well detailed. All the details are in place. Everything's nicely painted. The buttons are not sticking up, which I like because it allows for them not to break off when you're putting it in his hand. And everything is really nicely detailed and looks like the show model. It also can store in his holster that's on the side of his belt here, just like that. The other weapon you do get is the Sword of Darkness, the thing that he used while he was the evil Green Ranger. And it looks really nice. It's nicely painted silver. It's got this cool little red gem in the middle. It's the first time we've gotten this as an action figure accessory. It's even got the tassel in hard plastic so it doesn't move everywhere. It's the first time we've gotten this in a plastic form, and it looks really fantastic. Now, hands-wise, you do get quite a few. You get these, which are unique to this figure, these kind of open rage hands. Now, most of the SH Figuarts Power Rangers use the same hand set. These are new and unique. No other figure has these, and I wish they did, because these are nice posing hands for when you're not trying to have them hold a weapon. But if you are, you do get 2 hands to hold the Dragon Dagger, though having him use the Dragon Dagger in his left hand would be blasphemy, so why would we do that? Swapping the hands is easy. They do come off on a ball joint and pop back on. But you got this, and this allows for him to use the Dragon Dagger in slashing poses, which, I kind of prefer, since most of my Power Rangers are built to be, or are posed to be in action-like poses. So you got that going on, which is quite awesome. And then our last 2 hands are for the Sword of Darkness, which can be used with either hand. And how these work is they're closed fists, so you just got to slide the tassel through the fist and into his hand, and kind of wedge it in there. It's a little scary. Just be careful, because this isn't like the sturdiest piece of plastic. But once you got that going on, you can have him using the Sword of Darkness any which way you want. I think that the Sword of Darkness is the coolest accessory for this set, and the Dragon Dagger is pretty neat as well. But in terms of an action pose, I'm going to probably end up posing him with the Sword of Darkness, as it's super cool. I mean, it's a thing we don't get with any other Green Ranger figure. Every Green Ranger figure comes with a Dragon Dagger. None of the others come with the Sword of Darkness. So it's really neat and really, really versatile. But our last set of hands that we have for Mr. Green Ranger here is the hands required to play the Dragon Dagger. One of his distinguishing features as it summons the Dragon Zord, which of course is like the most popular Zord of all time for some reason. So anyways, you have these two hands here, one's a playing, one's a holding. So you take the Dragon Dagger, you give it to him here. You have to click this, slide the end of it into his hand here, bring this up to his mouth, and then bring this hand around to have him actually play it. It works really well having the two hands. I like how it's not held by this hand and it's actually held by that hand. It makes everything work out overall. So, quite a range of accessories. This figure is really, really cool. So overall, this SH Figuarts Green Ranger is quite fantastic, whether you're getting him for the Green Ranger or for Dragon Ranger. And if you are a Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger fan who wanted to see a Zyuranger version of this review, just go back, rewatch the video, and every time I say Green Ranger, replace it in your mind with Dragon Ranger. Every time I said Tommy, replace it with Burai. And every time I said Power Rangers, replace it with Zyuranger. And if you feel like not doing that, I don't blame you. But anyways, thanks for watching either way. So overall, I'd highly recommend SH Figuarts Green Ranger. He has become the hardest to find of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Figuarts. No doubt, because he's Tommy. But, you know, if you take a look around on the internet, you'll probably find a good price for him. I ended up getting mine through BarnesandNoble.com. Who knew? Anyways, I'd highly recommend it. These figures retail from $40 to $45 a piece, and a lot of people can't justify the cost of them, and I understand that. But it's worth it. Every penny that I spent on this figure was worth it. For every accessory it includes and all the hand posing options, this figure is a figure I'll be posing in different ways for years to come. So overall, I definitely recommend it. It adds to the Green Ranger collection, and stay tuned as tomorrow we take a look at another Power Ranger, a red Power Ranger. Be sure to check out HeroTaku.com for all your Power Rangers news and more, and Tungsten Sound saying goodbye.